Confidence is one of the greatest gifts that parents can give their child, and confidence is also a trait that can be developed in children. A confident child is more likely to become a happy adult and will have a better chance of succeeding in life. On the other hand, a child with low self esteem can easily be discouraged and will be very reluctant to try new things. Also, the fear of failure is always greater in a less confident child. So, today, let's take a look at three things that we as parents shouldn't do if we want to raise a confident child. Hi, I'm Sandhya Tangavajayan, and this is 3P Mantra. At 3P Mantra, we try to make your parenting a little better by providing you with three useful tips to the most common challenges that you as a parent might encounter. As parents, we'd love to raise confident children. We'd love to see our kids speak up for themselves and others. We'd love to see our kids take the lead, stay competitive, never give up, not be disheartened by negative comments, and glide through life with charisma and ease. Yes, before I could get too carried away, the truth is that life is not exactly a bed of roses, pretty much for all of us, and that includes our children as well. So it is better that we as parents prepare our kids for the future by making sure that they don't lose their confidence when things get tough. So here are three things that you shouldn't do if you want your child to stay confident. Rule number one, telling your child lots of no's. Take a moment to think about the number of no's you tell your child on a daily basis. Don't do this. Do not touch that. Stop spending too much time on the phone with your friends. You never listen. No screaming, no jumping on the couch, no getting up before you finish all your work, and many, many more. Most of us fall into the trap of surrounding our children with a significant number of no's without even realizing it. We tend to notice something when things go wrong. This trait was actually handed down to us by our ancestors who were primarily hunters and gatherers. Living in the wild, our ancestors had to stay alert in their surroundings. A small rustle in the bush could translate as a hidden leopard to our ancestors rather than a gentle evening breeze. It was necessary for their survival. And today, this trait is still hardwired in our DNA, and psychologists call it the negativity bias. Negativity bias is nothing but our ability to spot what is wrong much faster than what is right. This could explain the reason why we are quick at reacting to our kids' mistakes by telling them a big no and are relatively slow at showing them our appreciation. Negativity bias pushes a parent to focus on their kid's negative behavior and failings rather than concentrate on the child's positive behavior. Just think of the number of times your brain readily narrowed down on your child's single bad grade in a subject. You even failed to appreciate the rest of his good grades on the other subjects. Your conversation would have been mostly about that one bad grade. So, how do we overcome this habit of readily noticing the bad in our kids? First, we need to be aware of the existence of such behavior in us. Then, we need to consciously make an effort to notice and celebrate more of our children's good behavior. And finally, if you want to change your child's bad behavior, spend your time and energy telling your child what to do instead of telling him what not to do. This will certainly help you avoid the no's. Rule number two, sorting out your children's problems for them. Parents need to step back and let their children handle the problems they might encounter. Research and science indicate that children, by mostly the age of 3, would have developed problem-solving strategies and can even apply them in specific situations. So when your child comes to you asking for help, do not readily hand him out the solution. It could be that your child is having trouble with his friendship, or a fight at the playground, difficulty in organizing his work, or explaining something to his teacher. Or maybe he left his sports kit at home. Whatever the reason is, do not readily hand him out the solution. Encourage him to think. Provide him reasons as to why you think some are good solutions while others are not. Your child will learn to mirror your thought processes. Remember, to get good at solving problems, Kids first need to observe adults solve problems and later practice solving problems themselves. Also, be aware of how you handle your problems. If you handle your problems by screaming, getting agitated, or throwing things, then your child will learn to do the same thing. Let your child face the problem and let him have a go at sorting the problem out. Do not try to step in until it is really necessary or if the problem is something that is beyond their age. The idea here is to simply expose your child to the act of problem solving. That's it. We're not judging their capabilities or expecting any perfect results. That will follow. Rule number 3. Placing your child in situations that he is not comfortable in. Child development is a complex process that requires time. It is better to let a child develop at his own pace. Chances are you will have a happy child who is confident and comfortable in his surroundings. On the other hand, placing a child in a situation that he is not ready for yet could lower his confidence. When my son was less than 3 years of age, he had difficulty socializing with the neighbor's children. He would longingly look out of the window and watch other kids play in the neighborhood, but was very reluctant to step outside and join them. So my husband and I decided to help. We used to invite the neighbors' kids to our place, engage them, and play with them. We hope that seeing us interact with other children will help our son mirror our behavior and eventually lead him to socialize independently. We even let him play in smaller groups as we noticed that he was feeling very uncomfortable in larger groups. But nothing changed. If anything, things got worse, and our son did not become any better at socializing. In fact, he felt miserable, and seeing him feel miserable made us terribly worried. We imagined the worst possible outcomes. But things started to change when he started school. He was happy and comfortable at school. He felt safe and he gradually started interacting with other children there. We realized that Harsha is very picky when it comes to making friends, and the kids in our neighborhood weren't exactly his cup of tea. He prefers to socialize only when he is highly comfortable. That is his nature. And personally, I feel that it has benefited him as he usually takes time to study people before making friends. So try not to place children in situations that they're not comfortable in and expect progress. As parents, we have to make sure that the school that our children are in, the extracurricular activities they attend, the tutors that they go to, are places where they like to go. So now to recap. So rule number 1, try to avoid flooding your child with lots of no's. Instead, concentrate on telling him what they can do. Rule number 2, do not sort out your child's problems for him. Let your child learn to sort it out even if the results are not perfect. All you're trying to do is expose your child to the art of problem solving. That's it. And rule number 3, do not place your child in situations that he's not comfortable yet. Chances are it might not be good for his confidence. So take care till I see you the next time with 3 more tips to common problems that we as parents might encounter. Until then, happy parenting. Bye.